Okay, let's circle back to Jesse Marsch, who we all know signed a 4-year contract extension before the World Cup even began, securing his place as the head coach of the Canadian men's national team through the 2030 World Cup as well. Since May the 12th, 2024, when he took over, 16 wins, 14 draws, only 6 defeats, a plus 22 goal differential. And Amy, look, for a lot of people, the expectation, the hope for this tournament was to go on, qualify for the knockouts, win a knockout match, creating this history. Jesse Marsch has led Canada to that point already. Has he maybe silenced some of the naysayers, of which there were many, when he signed the contract, and validated Canada Soccer's argument that he is the coach to lead this program into the future?
Yes. And to Ollie's earlier point about Canada at this point and the quote unquote house money, there's that term again. But I think it's more on the coaching side. That's where I think you shoulder some of that pressure. I think the players are shackles off, handbrake off, where they can perform to the utmost of their ability. We haven't seen that yet. Hopefully they're able to deliver that in the round of 16 against a much better and a more favored opponent. But I think the pressure has been on Jesse Marsch, in particular because he was awarded this contract extension prior to the World Cup, where a lot of people saw it as naive. We're not really a soccer nation. Why would you be giving a coach who's unproven as a national team coach before he goes into a World Cup? Why don't you wait until he's proven himself at the World Cup? I think Jesse Marsch proved himself long before that. We saw the stats. I was on a 10-match unbeaten run after they lost to the Australians before they fell to the Swiss. And maybe some performances were underwhelming or a little bit unconvincing, but I think what he's done on the pitch speaks for itself, or at least coaching his players up to perform to the best of their abilities. But I think what I like about Jesse Marsch even more, and why I back him for this extension, is what he's doing for the culture of soccer in Canada and connecting the dots between the grassroots and the top of the pyramid in this country, where it's no more silos. He's working hand in hand with Casey Stoney, and I think he's able to harness the talent in this country. And I haven't even mentioned the work that he's done to get dual nationals excited about playing for Canada. So it's something that John Herdman started, and then Jesse Marsch now has put his own stamp on it, and he's continuing the legacy. And I think he's the right man for this job to lead Canada.
Yeah, I will say I was one of the naysayers on giving him the contracts before the tournament, not because I was like Marsch out in any way. I think he was, very likely to be the guy who continued. I still stand by that to a certain extent. I still think for the next 4 years, which are going to be a massive 4 years for this program, when you look at the ages of some of these key players, I would have waited to make that decision until after the tournament. But what you can say about Jesse Marsch and what he's shown at this World Cup is he's the man for the moment right now, the moment they're in. Because like I said before, this hasn't been a tournament that Canada has gone into in perfect circumstances. And I think he has coached for the reality that he has, rather than the reality he might wish to have with a fully healthy squad. And that, I think, is a credit to him. It's been about his man management, his ability to manage individuals who are coming back from injury and may have some anxiety about their status at the tournament, to manage the rest of the team who may, have their confidence dented by the fact that some of those key players aren't there. His kind of relentless positivity, which has got him some criticism abroad, we know, I think has been really important, because this is a train that could have gone off the tracks very easily if mentally these players started to, drift a little bit, and in terms of their belief of what they could do at this tournament because of the way they entered it with so many injuries and health concerns. And he hasn't allowed that to happen. And they've got to a point now where, firstly, they've achieved their objective. They're in the last 16, but they're also getting healthier, and they've got more options available now to potentially go into this game with more hope and more belief.
Well, with Jesse Marsch at the reins, Canada will be playing into the month of July, which is going to become a very busy month very fast. The Canadian Premier League is back, though there was a bit of a stumbling block for Supra and Cavalry yesterday with the rain. We will see both of those clubs, though, this month, as well as in the TELUS Canadian Championship. 4 matches on July the 8th, the doubleheader at Stade Boreal to begin the day. Vancouver and CF Montreal, and Vancouver Whitecaps hosting Cavalry at Swan Guard in Burnaby. You'll find all of those matches on One Soccer.